Good morning and welcome to number 6 in our series of Literacy Unlocked. Right, it's amazing we've got so far. So this is number 6 and it's about rhyme. It's part of phonological awareness, and today we have Humpty, who's very excited to be here. It's his time to shine because it's about rhyme. So do you have a pen and paper with you to write down anything, some notes? And if you have your phone, so you've got a camera, there are some slides that you might want to take a photo of rather than have to go through the whole of this again. So your camera and a pen and paper would be useful. If you've watched the little video of Mousy Brown, that's good too. If not, don't worry, because we'll do it again. So pen and paper and your phone, and we're ready to go. Okay. So for those of you who've not done all of these before, we'll do a little bit of catch up. If you want to buy the other ones and watch them in your own time and catch up, you can do that as well. So Humpty's going to sit and watch us. So what we've done so far was the first week we looked at what are the three main things that help children to learn. And the first one was build. You need to build knowledge and skill on something that you already know or can do. So we build our skills bit by bit as we get older. The second is to help children to learn, it needs to be relevant to them. So are the things that you're talking about to them, are they relevant? Do they think they need to learn these things? Because that helps too. And the third one is motivation. Are they fun? Are they motivational? It's one reason that children like to sit and watch things on the television, because it's all fast moving. But that's not particularly so good for them and not so good for language skills. So we looked at this diagram, and the diagram really is the whole of the 10 weeks. This is what we're looking at bit by bit over 10 weeks. And these are the things that research has found that help children to become literate. So they are indicators for good literacy. So children who are good at literacy tend to have these skills. Children who struggle don't have these skills. So we talked about at the beginning, we talked about how do children learn? Where does learning come from? And we talked about it coming from environment and experience. So what happens in a child's life? This affects what they learn and what they do. They tend to learn whatever their parents are doing. So if you do lots of cooking, your children learn to cook. If you're a musician, your children learn to play instruments. If you do lots of reading and writing, children are interested in that because they see you doing it and they want to join in. So the environment that a child grows up in and the things that they observe and experience are very, very important. And then we've also got up here, of course, social interaction. So do they speak and chat and play with other children, with adults, with siblings? Because all this helps their language and helps them to learn because they do as other people around them are doing. So the second week was about cognitive skills. This is thinking skills. So we looked at understanding. Do children understand when you ask instructions or give instructions, ask them things to do? Do they pay attention? A lot of parents and teachers complain children don't pay attention. So what can we do? We looked at this. Can children put things in a sequence, means in an order, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday? Children need to learn about sequences so they know what comes next. So what comes after Tuesday? Which day comes after Tuesday? They know it's Wednesday. Automaticity, being able to do things automatically. Once children learn to read, they don't learn to read anymore. They can then read to learn. So they use that skill to learn about other things. So it's important that children learn to read and write. And memory. Children need to have a good auditory memory for listening, remembering sounds. especially in English, because the sounds in English do not map directly to letters, so they have to be very aware of these sounds and how you can change and play with them to make different words. So auditory memory and also visual, so they can see the letter shapes. They need to learn about shape. Then we have here prosody. It means how we say things. So do we talk in a cross voice or a happy voice? Where do we put a stress on a syllable? So we say, it's hard to put the stress in the wrong place when you're used to saying something. Syllable, or you could say syllable. It makes the word sound slightly different. So it's something important, especially if children are learning English as a second language. You have to know, where do you put the stress? Otherwise, it sounds strange. This was prosody. And then we looked at the importance of language skills, so listening and speaking. So if children are learning a second language, it's very important that they hear that language. How can you learn a language if you don't ever hear it? And you have to be able to tune in to those sounds in the different languages. And then speaking, of course. Children who are good at speaking tend to be good at reading and writing because they have those sounds in their head and they can make the sentences. You have to make a sentence in your mind first before you can write it down. So that's part of speaking. Now we're now at this stage, these two are both in red because they're very important. Visual, we mentioned, you have to be able to see the difference in shapes in the letters. And phonological awareness, we'll look at again today and explain it, is about the sounds within the words. Children who are good at this tend to be good at literacy. We haven't got to here yet, we're moving on to there. So this is how far we've got. We did syllables last week, clapping syllables like banana, alligator, crocodile. And we looked at how important that is to literacy last week. And then I asked you to think about, how do children learn to read? So what do they bring, what skills do they bring to this ability to be literate? And the answer is here, they need all this. But when we look at how children are taught to read, we tend not to look at all this, and we tend to start here or here, when actually pre-formal learning, we need all this. And then we looked at what is reading. Do we just mean looking at a word and identifying the word, or do we think about understanding, and that it's just another way of taking in language, receiving language, and writing is just writing our spoken language. It's another method of communicating. Okay, let's get on with today. So today, these are the things that I want you to be able to do at the end of the session. I have to just remind you as well, today is going to be longer than normal, maybe 40 to 50 minutes, because I have lots of activities to share with you today. It'll be a bit longer, I'm very sorry, I hope that's okay. So the aims are, I want you to be able to define phonological awareness and its 3 levels. To define a rhyme, what is a rhyme? Know about some research that says rhyming is the good thing to do for literacy, and explain how rhymes and the ability to rhyme can help children to become literate. And then suggest lots of activities. So if somebody asked you, how do I help my child to learn about rhyme? You will have the answers. So first term, phonological awareness. It's 2 parts. Phono means related to sound. Logo means spoken word. So we're talking about being aware of the sounds within language. This is the most important thing for literacy. There are 3 levels. Syllables. We talked about syllables last week. We've just mentioned them. So tomato juice. And then today we're looking at rhymes. A syllable can be divided into two parts, called the onset, which is the beginning sound, and the rhyme, which is the vowel. Vowels are A, E, I, O, U. The vowel and whatever sound comes after it, that is called the rhyme. So we have cat, sat, bat, fat, rat, like this. So children who are good at going, oh yeah, those sounds match, they're the ones who end up being good at literacy. And it's a skill that children need. That's what we're looking at today. Next week, we're looking at phonemes. This is the third level of phonological awareness, and it's the smallest unit of sounds within language. So the separate sounds in cat, k, a, t. Children need to be able to break the words down into smallest units as well. But today we're looking at rhyme. So what is a rhyme? So a rhyme, spelt like this, is a short poem, often for children, but not always. And a rhyme has sounds at the end of the lines that sound the same. The sounds match. So here I've written, it's a short poem in which the final sound, the end of the word, matches the end of the word in another line. The second or final syllable in children's rhymes is usually the one that is stressed. So if we had Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall, the wall is stressed. That is the stressed syllable. And we have Hickory Dickory Dock. The mouse ran up the clock. So clock and dock rhyme. So where's Humpty again? You'll be happy to come and do Humpty Dumpty rhyme with you. Humpty Dumpty, again Humpty and Dumpty rhyme. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty together again. Very sad. Humpty doesn't like that verse. There's another one. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's horses and all the king's men fixed him and stitched him together again. So he's all back together again and very happy. Humpty likes that verse. So to rhyme means to have the same ending sound. Wall, fall. So we have, it doesn't, the words can be very short. So we've got so, go, they rhyme, but very short. Cat, sat, mat, last, fast, cast, might, sight, flight. These words rhyme. We want children to be able to match these rhymes. This is what is important. So here's my big diagram again. On this diagram here, what I'm trying to show is that all these things are interlinked. So when you do rhymes with children, you're helping to promote all these skills and prosody and listening and speaking and motor skills, which is doing actions. And if you put music as well, you've got more skill involved in listening to the sound, you've got the rhythm, you've got the fluency, keeping going in time to the music. And we said before, timing is very, very important to children's literacy, being able to process sounds at the right time. Children who are dyslexic have a difficulty with auditory processing. They don't process the sounds in the same way as children who are not dyslexic. So each of these links with all these. So when you are doing rhymes, you are actually helping all these different skills that children bring to literacy, not just one thing. So on this side here, we have This is these little bits here I've taken from this website if you want to read a little bit more. If you put into Google, rhymers are readers. And it's evidence that people are saying rhyming helps children to become literate. Why? Well, it helps their language skills because you're reciting rhymes, saying sentences. It helps their thinking skills. They're having to think quickly. Physical skills, if you're doing action rhymes, that helps as well. Keeping in time, marching maybe. It also helps social and emotional development. If you're with children and you're maybe sharing instruments, children have to listen to instructions, they have to share, they have to speak and engage with other people. So it helps their development. Vocabulary, you learn new vocabulary through rhymes. Comprehension, you learn about what's happening. Story sequence, you learn the order, what happens in a story, what happens at the beginning, the middle, the end. Stories always have a sequence, beginning, middle and end. You learn information, you find out things from rhymes and advice, and it helps to be creative. You can do acting out little scenes, acting out the rhymes. So another list here is stimulate imagination, because you have to think of these pictures in your head. Helps visualization, so seeing things in your mind. Sequencing, putting in order. It offers language practice, which is repetitive. You repeat it over and over again, and children don't find that difficult because it's fun. Rhymes are fun and songs. Vocabulary, it's an introduction to poetry later on. It promotes an awareness of rhythm. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Da, 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 da. It's language rhythm. And prosody, we mentioned about the stress in syllables and how you pronounce things, and how you might speak in a little quiet voice or a loud voice or a slow voice or a quick voice. And alliterative practice. Alliteration is when you have the same sound at the beginning of a word, like Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pepper, or 5 fat peas in a pea pod pressed. That's alliteration, using the same sound at the beginning of words. This is just a little bit, just for interest, about rhyme and dyslexia. This lady here, Usha Goswami, she's a professor at Cambridge University in the UK. And she has looked at literacy for a long, long time and tries to help children who struggle. So she's been looking at children with dyslexia and looking at what is the problem, what can we do? And she says rhythm and rhyme, if we do it early, before children start school, and we try to get the rhythmic skills and the rhyming skills embedded before we start formal literacy learning, then this can help these children. But it can help all children as well, because all children need these skills. So what can we do? Examples. Children learn to rhyme the same as anything else, through doing it over and over again, saying rhymes, singing rhymes, little jingles like these ones. See you later, alligator. In a while, crocodile. See you soon, baboon. Toodaloo, kangaroo. Okay, so little rhymes like this are very good for children. They can make up their own little rhymes. If they can, that is a really good skill. So encourage things like that. Here are some examples. Now, can you name these rhymes? I'm going to go away and just give you a minute to see if you can recall these nursery rhymes. I don't know if you know these or not. I'm going to go away for a minute, see if you can write them down, the names of the nursery rhymes, and I'll be back. Okay, I'll be back in a minute. Okay, how many did you manage to name? So this one, I've written ride here because I remember rings on her fingers and bells on her toes, and I forget the beginning, so I've written ride as a clue. This is ride a cock horse to Banbury Cross. So cross and horse, they don't really rhyme, but you can say horse and cross, or you can say horse and cross in different accents. Ride a cock horse to Banbury Cross to see a fine lady upon a white horse. Rings on her fingers and bells on her toes. She shall have music wherever she goes. Nice rhyme, that one. I like the horse as well. This one is Little Miss Muffet. Little Miss Muffet sat on a tuffet, eating her curds and whey. Along came a spider and sat down beside her and frightened Miss Muffet away. She ran away. That's a nice one. This one is Goldilocks and the Three Bears. You can sing the song. I won't sing all of it because it's too long. I'll sing you the first verse. When Goldilocks went to the house of the bears, oh, what did her blue eyes see? A bear that was huge and a bear that was small and a bear that was tiny, and that was all. And she counted them 1, 2, 3. And then, of course, she's in the house, and there's the bed and the chair, and then the bears come, rah, at the end. That's a good rhyme and a song. This one is about a little nut tree. I had a little nut tree, nothing did it bear, but a silver nutmeg and a golden pear. The King of Spain's daughter came to visit me, and all was because of my little nut tree. That's a very sweet little rhyme. This one, oh, he's Old King Cole. Old King Cole was a merry old soul, and a very merry old soul was he. He called for his pipe, and he called for his bowl, and he called for his fiddlers 3. And it goes on a little bit longer. Okay, you can look that one up. That's a good one. It's a little story. This one, we've got everything in the rhyme in the picture here. Hey diddle diddle, the cat and the fiddle. The fiddle is another name for a violin, so it plays different type of music. Hey diddle diddle, the cat and the fiddle. The cow jumped over the moon. The little dog laughed to see such fun, and the dish ran away with the spoon. Complete nonsense rhyme, but it's fun. Children like it. It's nonsense. Of course, the dog can't laugh, the cow can't jump over the moon, the cat can't play the fiddle, and the dish and the spoon can't run away. It's just fun. Okay, so those are some examples. Another thing you can do is set up a rhyming table. This is in a classroom. I have some items here that you can have a look at. Bear with me a minute while I show you these. You can do this. Find things in the house that you can rhyme, that your children can match. Okay, I don't know if you can see this very well. I have a tray here. In fact, I shall put that on. Put it on full screen for you so you can see. Share. Oops, sorry, stop share. There we go. Okay. Can you see what's on here now? So we have a shoe, a bear. What's here? We have a bell, a bug, some hair, a book, a mug, and a number. Can you see that? A number 2. So, can you match any of these items? Shoe, shell, bear, bug, sorry, bell, shell, hair, book, mug, 2. Which one's matching? So we've got book. I can't find the thing that matches with book. Oh dear. Well, we've got shoe. So we've got shoe and this one. Shoe and 2. They match. Shoe, 2. We've got bell and shell. They match. Let's go. What have we got left? We've got bug and mug. They match. I don't know what I had for matching with book. I don't have it now. Oh, I do. Here we go. There we go. So we've got bear and hare. Hare and bear. And we have duck and book. Duck, book. It's not the same spelling, but it's the same sound. At the moment, we just want children to match the same sounds. It doesn't matter that the spelling is different, okay? You'll learn that later. Okay, that's something you can easily do in your house. So I shall hopefully share this screen back with you now. Okay. Oops, sorry. That's one I made earlier. So you can see on here we've got hand and sand, hen and pen, clock and sock, candle, sandal, hare, bear, mug, jug, stick, brick, soap and rope. Okay, so you can probably find things like this in your house, but of course it's important that children know the names of these things. The children that I was working with here, when I asked this, they said socks, but there's only one sock, sock. And when I asked this, they said time, not clock. So you have to make sure that children have the right words. So you're building vocabulary as well as helping rhyme. It's a fun thing to do as well. And then children find things on their own in the house that match. It's good fun. Oops. Okay, lots more activities now. So we have what's called a limerick. The limericks tend to start, it's a type of poem and it's just funny. They start, there was a something something. Okay, this one here is, there was an old man with a beard who said, it is just as I feared. 2 owls and a hen, 4 larks and a wren have all made their home in my beard, built their nests in my beard. So there's lots of little limericks like that that are good fun for children to learn. This one is a chant. So it goes, when you want children to sit down, be on the floor when I am done. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm done. It's just done and done that rhyme, but it's something that helps children to listen and focus and follow your instructions. We've got playground rhymes here. I don't know if you know these ones. The first one is when you choose someone to be it. Dip, 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 my blue ship sails on the water like a cup and saucer. You will now be it. So you go around each person like this. So every syllable, dip, 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 my blue ship sails on the water like a cup and saucer, each person. You will now be it. And then that person is maybe the person who shuts his eyes, counts to 10 and chases everybody else. Okay, playing hide and seek. Oranges and Lemons is a very old British song, little rhyme. Orange, it's all about the bells in London, all the different bells. Oranges and lemons, say the bells of St. Clement's. Oh, I've forgotten the rhyme. Oranges and lemons, say the bells of St. Clement's. When will you pay me, say the bells of Old Bailey. When I grow rich, said the bells of Shoreditch. When will that be, say the bells of Stepney. I am sure I don't know, say the great bells of Bow. So it's all about the different bells that chime in London. Okay, I think I missed a little bit of that out, you need to check it. Patter cake, this is clapping rhymes. Patter cake, baker's man. Bake me a cake as fast as you can. Prick it and pat it and mark it with B and put it in the oven for baby and me. Look at the rhythm that's going on in this language and fluency, and they're having to pronounce the words quite quickly. They're quite quick, some of these rhymes. We mentioned last week as well, a sailor went to CCC. So you opposite your child and you have your hands like this, and then you clap, right, clap, left, clap, 1, 2, 3. Take some practice. Sailor went to CCC to see what he could see, and all that he could see was the bottom of the deep blue sea. If you're going to learn to do that with a child, you need to do the clapping first. You do clap, right, clap, left, clap, 1, 2, 3. And then learn the rhyme, and then put the rhyme and the actions together. It's quite difficult to learn it all at the same time. There's another one that goes Mary Mac, dressed in black. It's very, very long, goes on and on. That's very good for older children. Nice playground rhyme. These ones here are for skipping. So if you're doing skipping yourself, or if you've got a big rope and you've got more than one child coming in, these two are both for a big rope with lots of children coming in. Goes up, so you turn it towards the child coming in. Apples, pears, peaches, plums. Jump in when your birthday comes. January, February, March, and you go around and the children jump in when it's the birthday. You do it again. Apples, pears, peaches, plums. Jump out when your birthday comes. And you've got the rhythm and the rhyme again, and the children jump out. The next one, you do the rhyme, turn it, and then you count to 20, and everyone's got to be out of the skipping rope by 20. All in together, girls, never mind the weather, girls. When I count 20, the rope must be empty. 1, 2, 3, 4, and they have to run. Just a good fun, but they've got rhyme, they've got rhythm. These are what children should be doing and playing all the time. We mentioned last week as well, we had a ball against the wall, doing 1, 2, 3, a Larry, 4, 5, 6, a Larry, 7, 8, 9, a Larry, turn around and catch the ball. And so lots of playground rhymes. What else do we have here? Songs, quotes. The Gruffalo, fantastic rhyming story. The Cat in the Hat. If you Google this, it's an online thing, and there's a Cat in a Hat story, and it's read to you, and there's activities with it, and little rhyming activities. Harry McClary, I will read to you Harry McClary. In fact, I'll be full screen. Harry McClary. Harry McClary is a dog, so you need to speak to the children about the dog. It's written by Linley Dodd. It's about several dogs. They all go for a walk together. So you learn their names. They've all got rhyming, little rhymes to go with them. So bottomly pots covered in spots. So they've got the rhythm and the rhyme. So they're excellent for learning English. Here we go. This is Harry McClary. Out of the gate and off for a walk went Harry McClary from Donaldson's Dairy. And you try to get the children to join in. And Hercules Morse, as big as a horse. Try to get the children to put the rhyming word, and then they learn about rhyme. With Harry McClary from Donaldson's Dairy. Here we go, it's very repetitive. Oh, look at this one. Lovely Dalmatian dog. Bottomly pots covered in spots. Who was the other one? Hercules Morse, as big as a horse. And then who's the first one? And Harry McClary from Donaldson's Dairy. Who's the next dog? Muffin McClay, like a bundle of hay. Who was the other one? Bottomly pots covered in spots. And the big one? Hercules Morse, as big as a horse. And Harry McClary from Donaldson's Dairy. See, it's very easy, this rhyming and matching. New dog. Bitzer Maloney, all skinny and bony. Who was the other one? Muffin McClay, like a bundle of hay. Bottomly pots covered in spots. Hercules Morse, as big as a horse. And Harry McClary from Donaldson's Dairy. What is he doing here? Speak about what's happening in the pictures. Look at this tiny little dog. Schnitzel von Krumm, with a very low tum. Tum is his tummy. He's very low to the ground. Bitzer Maloney, all skinny and bony. Muffin McClay, like a bundle of hay. Bottomly pots covered in spots. Hercules Morse, as big as a horse. You get the idea here? And Harry McClary from Donaldson's Dairy. With tail, here they are, all of them. With tails in the air, they trotted on down, past the shops and the park, to the far end of town. They sniffed at the smells and they snooped at each other, when suddenly, out of the shadows, they saw Scarface Claw, the toughest Tom in town. Oh dear. Said Scarface Claw. What do you think happened? Oh, they ran away. Off with a yowl, a wail and a howl, a scatter of paws and a clatter of claws, went Schnitzel von Krumm with a very low tum. Bitzer Maloney, all skinny and bony. Muffin McClay, like a bundle of hay. Bottomly pots covered in spots. Hercules Morse, as big as a horse. And Harry McClary from Donaldson's Dairy. Where did they go? Straight back home to bed. What a lovely story. Lots of rhyming in there. Okay. You can buy this in most bookshops. Harry McClary, favourite story. Okay, we'll go back to the PowerPoint. Did you like that one? I like that one. There's also room on the broom. We'll look at that if there's a bit more time. So we've got expressions here like good night, sleep tight, chick flick, make or break. We like using rhyme. Even grown-ups use rhyme. Adults use rhyme. We like poetry. So start when children are little, and it's very, very good for their literacy. Oh, more ideas. This reference here is Florida Center for Reading Research. Now, if you go to this website, we've got pre-KG here, so for younger children, but if your children are second language learners, then they still need to be doing these later, maybe up to age 6, 7, maybe more. There's lots of activities on phonological awareness, lots of activities on rhymes, and the things from here are all excellent because they're from a research centre. So beware of some of the things you find on the internet. These are all from a really good place. Mousy Brown. Now then, did you watch the video before you came to this? And we have a little brown mouse. So I'll show you the rhyme. In fact, there's a few rhymes. Mousy Brown. I'll go full screen again. It's maybe easier for you to see. Here we go. So you need a candlestick like this. Up the tall white candlestick went little Mousy Brown. Right to the top, but she couldn't get down. So she called for her grandma, and children can shout, okay, and they like this. Grandma, Grandma. But Grandma was in town. So she curled into a little ball and tumbled all the way down. Think about the word tumbled. Is that new in your vocabulary? Okay, your little brown finger mouse. I have another little mouse rhyme. You remember I told you the other day you could make the 2 little pieces? Very easy, make your own little finger mouse. This one is a nice one, it's very quiet. Once upon a time, a little mouse lived in a little hole, quietly as can be. And then one day, all of a sudden, out popped he. And all the children shriek. It's good fun, that one. Now I have another one here. You need some props for this. I've got some donuts and some ice creams and some eggs and a banana. The banana seems to turn up every week. There's lots of songs about bananas. Okay, so this goes. I once knew a girl. I think her name was Grace. She used to sleep at night with fried egg on her face. Get the children to put the matching sound. Fried egg on her face? Yes, fried egg on her face. How did she sleep at night with fried egg on her face? I once knew a singer. A singer? Yes, a singer. Her name was Britney Spears. She used to sleep at night with ice cream in her ears. Ice cream in her ears? Yes, ice cream in her ears. How did she sleep at night with ice cream in her ears? I once knew a boy. His name was Jock Mackay. He used to sleep at night with donuts on his eyes. Donuts on his eyes? Yes, donuts on his eyes. How did he sleep at night with donuts on his eyes? I once knew a girl. I think her name was Claire. She used to sleep at night with bananas in her hair. Bananas in her hair? Yes, bananas in her hair. How did she sleep at night with bananas in her hair? I once knew a man. I think his name was John. He used to sleep at night with no pajamas on. Oh, no pajamas on. Oh, no pajamas on. How did he sleep at night with no pajamas on? It's just fun for children. Okay, what else do we have? We've got, you can have rhyming pictures. So I've got examples here. Oops, little rhyming pictures. You can buy cards and things that rhyme, or you can print pictures off that website that I just showed you. We've got here gate 8. It doesn't matter that they're not spelled the same. Wall and ball. Key and 3. So you put them out and let the children match them by sound. Flower, shower. Okay, there's lots of pictures like that you can rhyme. This is another little game I got from Twinkle. It's there at the bottom on the PowerPoint. You can keep these on your fridge even. I've got a little fridge magnet here, look, with a peg on. So what you do is you take the card and you say the name of the picture. Pen, 10, boat, crab. Which one rhymes with pen? Pen. We've got bag, tag, apron. Is that a unicorn or a horse? Maybe a unicorn. Which one rhymes with bag? Tag. So you need a set of pegs. Put the pegs on. Cake. We have cake, banana, snake, bone. Which one rhymes with cake? Snake. Okay, so you can make a whole set of cards like this. Nice little game for your children to play. That's another little rhyming activity. I also have, I've got some nice rhymes to read to you here. Try to find some rhyming nursery rhyme books. So nursery rhyme books, this one is Stories and Rhymes. So I'm going to read you a couple of rhymes out of here because these are fun and I like them. 3 wise men of Gotham went to sea in a bowl. Strange. Sorry, can you see that one? Oh, yeah, this one. And if the bowl had been stronger, my song would have been longer. Do the children understand why? Because the boat wasn't strong, so that was the end. If the boat was stronger, you could have told more of a story. It's a very short story, but quite funny. This is my favourite one. I eat my peas with honey. I've done it all my life. It makes the peas taste funny, but it keeps them on my knife. I just think that's very funny. It's one of my favourite rhymes. We have, I think I might have had more limericks for you. I've lost my limericks. I've told you the one about the man with the beard. There's another one here. There was an old man from Peru who dreamed he was eating his shoe. He woke in a fright in the middle of the night and found it was perfectly true. He was eating his shoe. They're just funny and silly, but of course they help children to remember because they're fun. Okay, that's the little rhymes I'm reading to you. What else? Oh, I know what else. There's, if I can put these back up for you on the tray, you can see them. 5 little ducks. Do you know the rhyme of 5 little ducks? And you can count them. Here we go. There we go. This one is not quite a duck, but he's pretending to be a duck today. 1, 2, 3. Oops, now we've lost the other duck. 5 little ducks. Do you know the song of 5 little ducks? It's a story. It's a song. It goes. You can read it as well. You can read the book, which is good for children. You need to know which way the text is going, which way up the book is, which direction. 5 little ducks went out one day. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Over the hills and far away. Mother duck said, quack, 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 quack. But only 4 little ducks came back. Oh, it's a bit sad. She's lost one. 4 little ducks went out one day. over the hills and far away. Mother duck said, quack, 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 quack. Only 3 little ducks came back. And it goes on like this. And then it gets to 1. We got to only 1 little duck came back. Very sad. 1 little duck went out one day over the hills and far away. Mother duck said, quack, 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 quack. None of the little ducks came back. She was very sad. Sad Mother duck went out one day over the hills and far away. Mother duck said, quack, 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 quack. What happened? All of her 5 little ducks came back. Oh, happy ending to the story. There we go. So, another lovely little book. I'm sure you can probably find these on the internet. You can certainly find the same rhyme and the song and the tune all together. You can maybe buy some ducks. They seem to be quite popular. All sorts of ducks in different guises. Some of these were from a bathroom shop, I think. Maybe that's what started it. I don't know. And this one, look, is the Loch Ness Monster. So what else do we have? Room on the Broom. I don't know if you know Room on the Broom. I'll just give you a very quick look at Room on the Broom, because then we've nearly finished. It's by Julia Donaldson. She's the same lady who wrote The Gruffalo and The Gruffalo's Child, and they're rhyming stories. And what happens is it's about a witch with a broom, and things keep falling off. And then somebody finds them and says, is there room on the broom for me? The witch had a cat and a very tall hat and long ginger hair, which she wore in a plait. Maybe that's new vocabulary. How the cat purred and how the witch grinned as they sat on their broomstick and flew through the wind. But how the witch wailed and how the cat spat when the wind blew so wildly, it blew off her hat. And then someone finds the hat. I'm not going to read you all the story because it's quite long. So here, look, there's a little dog. The dog finds the hat and says, I am a dog and as keen as can be. Is there room on the broom for a dog like me? You see here. Yes, cried the witch, and the dog clambered on. The witch tapped her broomstick and whoosh, they were gone. So other animals join the broom because there's room on the broom. That's one of my favourite little stories as well. You can see on the PowerPoint now, which I'll share back with you. I've written, if you want to take a photograph of this might be a good slide to take a photograph of. Raffi. Raffi is the name of an American man who sings songs for children, and he sings them on stage to an audience, and you can see the videos on YouTube. So if you just type in Raffi into YouTube, they're just fantastic, absolutely fantastic. The children are riveted. And Down by the Bay is a really good one because he thinks up rhyming words to go in the song as he's going, and he asks the children, what is going to rhyme? What is it that's going to rhyme with this word? Talking about YouTube as well, if you go on my Sounds and Symbols Facebook page, it will show you 4 videos. They're half an hour to 40 minutes long, and you can sit with your children and watch all the way through them, which is fab. You can just sit and go through all the songs. Sorry, I'm aware I'm running out of time now. We best go quickly. So what can you do? Rhyming expressions, nursery rhymes, rhyming table, rhyming stories, playground rhymes, outside rhymes, skipping rhymes, songs with instruments. this is what we've done today. Phonological awareness, sounds in words, syllables, rhymes, phonemes. What is a rhyme? Rhyming endings. Little bit of research. How it can help with literacy. And then lots of activities. We did lots of activities. So this is definitely the longest of all the sessions. If you want to look at the other ones, please do. If you want to ask any questions, please email me, webinar@melsis.co.uk. It's on here. This is where you register, and you can email webinar@melsis.co.uk. And next week we're looking at phonemes, the smallest units of sound in language. Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed today and all the activities, and thank you very much for joining us, and I hope you'll join us again. So this was number 6. There are 4 more to go, and please come back. Okay, thank you very much indeed. See you next week. Thank you. Bye-bye.